Hello guys, welcome back to Tips and Tricks, and we're back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 5 habits you must stop in order to become a better player. So we're going to be going through these habits. I'm pretty sure you see some players do this in games, especially when you're playing in a certain role or a certain position. You might find people just walking around like this, waiting for the ball to come instead of working or tracking back. So we're going to be going over these things that you should not do. But we're going to be also going over the things that you should do as well. So we're going to first show you what you shouldn't do, and we're going to show you what you should do, so that you can learn, you can grow, and become better as a player. So if you guys are ready, let's get into the video. Alright, mistake number 1 is complaining. Of course, when you complain, you're indecent. Over to him and say, alright, bro, next time, you see, I wish you free in open space. Keep playing the ball and you'll score. That guy will learn. He will learn from the mistake. Instead of you doing the complaint for the take, oh, you all this. At the end of the day, if you're going to complain, it's not going to fix it. So this is how you go to your teammate. You say, alright, when there's another goal scoring chance, you square it into the box. Something like that. Very simple. A quick example I can show you here. Let's just say this yellow cone right here. This yellow cone right here is the guy in the box. That yellow cone right here is the guy in the box. And let's say I go for goal. What can I say? And then the guy in the yellow cone here, he comes over to me and says, "You should have played me the pass. What do you think?" Do you think I'm gonna learn from that? No, of course. I'm just gonna take that as something that, complaining to me, saying that I'm not a good player instead. But if another player, let's just say this one here, for example, I take a shot, goes in the box, he's free, and then he comes over to me after and says, next time play me the ball, find me. If you're just saying that, find me when you get the ball, force him to look to get his head up, and he will look for it. He will play you the ball, therefore he will score. So simple changes like that make you become a better player. Right, so for the second mistake of today's video is bad awareness and communication. We all know that if you don't scan, if you don't communicate, it makes your life hard. Let's use an example. Let's just say, let's say your teammate, you pass the ball to your teammate. Let's pretend you're the wall. And pretend that I'm the teammate that you're passing to. And then you pass to the ball, and I don't take a good punch for it, I don't scan, and then I get myself into trouble. It's also because of this bad communication as well. Let's just say there's a cone right behind. Let's just say there's a defender shot on the right here. That's it. You're trying to play me the ball. So you can say man on, or you can say turn. So, for example, if you're playing me the ball and you say man off, I don't know that there's someone behind you. I don't know that there's someone tied on you. Or if the defender isn't close enough to me, that you say he's further back here, and you're playing me the ball, this, and then you tell me to spin, or you tell me to turn, I can turn, open my body, and then go out in this direction, because the pressure isn't on me. So, communication and awareness kind of have to coexist. Because if you don't tell your teammate that it's a man off, if you don't tell your teammate that you can spin, you can turn, it's going to make it hard. Because obviously your teammate cannot see everything. You are the one that's in front of you. You can see what's behind you. So, just again, just show you again. If there's no one behind your teammate you're playing with, you can say spin or turn. For example, you tell me spin, I'll spin like that. But if there's a defender's hat on me, you can say man on, and then I can take a next one, or I can take my foot to the space right here. So for example, if there's a defender's hat on me, I can take my first step to the rest of here. Tell me man on, I can take here, and I'm out. So this is something that you need to kind of be aware about when you are playing in a real match. Just make sure that you communicate and tell your teammate where to go, because communication is key in football. Alright, the next mistake of today's video is literally not finishing. Now I know, not finishing is something that's kind of, something that, sometimes it's out of your control. But still, if you are number 9 striker, if you're number 10, if you are a winger, you are expected to finish. If one of you guys are watching this video and you find yourself not finishing, you better listen up here. I can even take an example of me. I used to not finish. Like when I'm literally in front of goal, I just do not shoot. I always find a pass. Like I always wanted to be the playmaker. But sometimes you need to feed yourself with goals too. It's what makes you unpredictable. Because let's say you're a number 9 striker, and you have those 2 defenders over there. Your teammate plays you the ball, and instead of turning and taking a risk and taking on defenders, you're just gonna lay off the ball all the time. You think if you lay off the ball all the time to your midfielder or your number 10, like you're not going to score. But if you take the risk to turn and go for goal, then that's how you score. This is how players score. They take the risk to turn down a pass, or to turn down an option to go shoot. And that's what you guys need to do. You need to be unpredictable in the way you play. Because if a player studies you and they know that when you're in front of goal, you don't shoot, that's a big problem. A really, really big problem. So a great way to practice is set up points. This will be your starting point. You can either go to the right, or you go to the left. And the thing you want to do, you want to finish. That's what you want to do. I want you to finish. So I'll show you a quick example here. Let's say I dribble out to this side. Let's say I'm a right winger. I dribble here. I dribble. I took on I set myself up for the shot. Like that. That's how you need to finish. You need to be able to score. If you are a winger and people on your team are depending on you to score, then you have to score. You have to be that guy on your team who scores goals. You're going to be like a goal-scoring machine. Look at Erling Haaland in the Premier League. He's scoring goals all the time because he's taking the risk. Instead of laying off the pass, he's going for goals. When he gets the ball, he's always thinking about the goal. That's what you should be thinking. You have to be a little bit selfish when you play. Because if you're always, that guy, when someone calls for the ball, pass the ball, you're always going, all right, yeah, he said pass, so I'm going to pass the ball. No, that's what makes you even a worse player, because you're too predictable. Someone tells you, pass me the ball, and you pass it straight away. Like, I'm not telling you not to pass. I'm just saying that you gotta be a little bit unpredictable with the way you play. So, this is what you need to do here. Practice your shooting. You practice on taking shots, practice on finishing. And then, yeah, hopefully apply this all into the game. Alright, so fourth mistake of today's video, poor decision making. This makes you a really, really bad player. If you don't have poor decision making, you cannot perfect the game. You literally cannot perform. It's like, no matter how good you are, no matter how many kick-ups you can do, how many skills you can do, whatever freestyle skills you can do, if you cannot make good decisions on the pitch, technically cannot perform well. So what's a great way to improve on your decision making? Well, of course, the way I do it, I use cones. I create different sections, and I kind of treat those cones as a defender. So you're trying to play it into the space where your wingers are going to run. Let's just say, for example, you're a midfielder. You receive the ball at the center of the field. Number one, you have a defender that's on you. You got a midfielder as well who's trying to track down the pass. What you also need to do, you also kind of need to scan as well. You got to be aware. Because in order for these things to happen, you need to kind of scan before. You need to know already what you're going to do with the ball before you get it. So a quick example here. Let's say I'm a midfielder, I receive the ball, I scan, I know the player here, I come this direction here, and once I'm about here, I see the different gaps between the defenders. Let's just say that's the 4 defenders, the back 4. And then let's say I see a gap on the left side. I see my left winger making a move. I see a gap on the left side of the 2 defenders here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a pass here into space. The winger is going to run onto it, and then he's going to go and shoot on goal. Now I know there's not someone physically running onto it, but this is just how it would look like realistically in a game. You know, you don't really need someone to kind of help you do this. You can also do it yourself, like I'm doing here. You play the ball into the space where the winger is going to be running into. That's why it looks more game realistic. When you put the back 4, you know, there's a gap. You can even see the gap between the middle here. You can play it there. You can play it to the right side. Or, if you want, you can go for goal. There's no harm going for goal. Just because you see the gap doesn't mean you have to play it. You can also play some other players. You can even go back. You can even go forward. You can even go for goal if you want. The choice is up to you. But what I'm trying to prove here is that your decision making has to be important. It has to be great. If your decision making is poor, it does not allow you to perform well. Alright, so the final mistake of today's video is going to be not continuing to play. Now I know, it doesn't apply for every single position. Well, I guess it kind of does because it can't really dictate the play. Whether you're a defender, midfielder, striker, then, you know, it's going to be hard for your team to kind of score and retain possession. So a great drill that I usually like to do is just set cones around here. And I say this here because, you know, most often it's going to be like in very tight spaces for you, and it's going to be very hard to find passes. So the smaller you make it, the more game realistic it is. Because I feel that in games, you are under severe pressure. Like, you receive the ball here. Like, let's say you receive the ball, and then turn, and there's a defender straight on you. But right now, I'm here by myself. It doesn't feel like it, but you've got to make it feel as if it's a game situation. So for example, in this situation, the ball is being placed, and I'm a midfielder. What I'm obviously going to do is I'm obviously going to check my shoulder. I'm going to scan if there's any defenders around me. So for example, I scan, look, say defenders, I turn here, or if there's a defender behind me, and let's say I didn't scan, let's say I forgot to scan. What I can do also is you know, come back here, take my foot here, throw myself, and then I can turn and then face on the defender. That's a really great drill that you can also do. Another thing you can also do is also to do the first as well. You play the ball to the wall, and you go any direction. Let's say I want to go on my right side. I take my foot to my right side. So the ball is going to be, take my foot here, come here, then you come back here, and then you go and play it. For example, so I think it's a really great tool that you can work on. So yeah, that's the final mistake of the video. And most importantly, make sure to scan, make sure to look over your shoulder to see if there's defenders behind you. Alright guys, so there you have it. 5 habits that you can change so you become a better player. I hope these, mistakes that I showed you kind of made you aware. And if you're doing it yourself, you learn from it, of course, and you apply the stuff I've shown. And also, if this video was informative, do not forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified every single time when I make a video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching Tips and Tricks. And yeah, this is Tips and Tricks signing out. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. We out.